Good evening, everybody. This is John Caldwell here with the results of WWE Fastlane for all of you who missed it. Man, oh man, what a show Fastlane was, live from Cleveland, Ohio, the home of the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Cleveland Browns and Indians. Let's go ahead and get right into the results. The first match of the kickoff show was Big E and Xavier Woods, the New Day, taking on Rusev and Nakamura. The Miz was shown talking with his dad, and it was revealed that his match with Shane versus the Usos would start the main card of Fastlane. The New Day were on the verge of winning when Lana knocked Xavier off the top rope. The New Day recovered and picked up the win by pinning Rusev with the up-up-down-down double-team move. To start off the main card, it was for the Smackdown Tag Team Championships when the Smackdown Tag Team Champions, the Usos, took on The Miz and Shane McMahon. The Miz's hometown of Cleveland was very much behind him with Miz is Awesome chants. The Miz was also wearing a Cleveland is Awesome shirt in the Cleveland Browns color scheme. The Miz hit the skull-crushing finale, but the referee was briefly distracted and there was a kick out at 2. One of the match highlights was Jimmy Uso going for a top rope splash but was countered by Shane's coast to coast. The Miz went for a frog splash off the top, but Jimmy got his knees up and then rolled up Miz for the victory. After the match, Shane and Miz raised hands and Miz hugged his father. When Miz started walking away completely out of nowhere, Shane attacked Miz from behind. Shane then got in the face of Miz's dad and ripped off the Miz's shirt and put Miz in a submission while Miz's dad watched. So there you have it, Shane O'Mac is officially a heel once again. Our next match was for the Smackdown Women's Championship between Smackdown Women's Champion Asuka and Mandy Rose. Prior to the match, Elias sang a song about Miz being attacked by Shane. Sonya Deville interfered to help Mandy during the match and found a Kindle stick under the ring. Rose slipped on the ring apron that Mandy pulled up and Asuka hit a kick for the victory. After that match, we had an impromptu match tonight. The New Day made a pitch for Kofi Kingston to be added to the WWE Championship match. They all went inside Vince McMahon's office and Vince McMahon said Kofi would be in a triple threat match, but said the New Day would be banned from ringside. When Kofi got to the ring, however, it was revealed that Kofi would instead be facing the Bar in a handicap match. The two destroyed Kofi and the crowd chanted strongly, "This is boring." The New Day attempted to make the save, but Rusev and Nakamura attacked them from behind. The Bar hit the double white noise to score the victory. After that match, we had the Raw Tag Team Championship triple threat match. The Revival, the Raw Tag Team Champions, taking on Bobby Roode and Chad Gable, and Ricochet and Aleister Black. Before the match, Elias sang another song and mocked the New Day and Kofi Kingston. Shane McMahon was asked about why he attacked The Miz, but he did not answer. The Revival pinned Gable with the Shatter Machine to retain the titles. After the match, Roode attacked the Revival. Black came in and hit the Black Mass to Roode, and then Ricochet hit the 630 to Wilder. After that match, we had a fatal 4-way United States Championship match between the United States champions Samoa Joe, R-Truth, Andrade Cien Almas, and Rey Mysterio. Zelina Vega tried to interfere and a fight broke out between Vega and Carmella. Samoa Joe put the Coquina clutch on Mysterio and scored the submission victory when Mysterio passed out. Coming up after that match, we had the Women's Tag Team Championship match between Women's Tag Team Champions Sasha Banks and Bayley taking on Nia Jax and Tamina. Beth Phoenix did guest commentary for this match. Bayley countered Nia's powerbomb attempt into a Frankensteiner pinfall to score the victory. And after the match, Nia and Tamina beat down Bayley and Sasha Banks. Beth Phoenix got in Tamina's face and punched her. Nia attacked Beth from behind. Nia hit a leg drop on Beth and Natalya attempted to save Beth. However, Natalya was overwhelmed by Nia and Tamina. Our next match was the WWE Championship match between WWE Champion the New Daniel Bryan taking on Kevin Owens and Mustafa Ali in a triple threat match. Ali was brought out as a last-minute participant to make that match a triple threat. The crowd heavily booed Ali and started chanting for Kofi strongly right when the match began. One of the highlights of the match was Bryan dropkicking Ali from off the top rope to the barricade. Ali hit an impressive Spanish fly from the top to Bryan, but Bryan rolled to the outside. Ali missed a 654 and Owens hit a stunner, but Bryan broke up the pinfall. Rowan tried to interfere but got super kicked by both Owens and Ali. Bryan caught Ali in midair with a running knee that looked so awesome. Scored the pinfall victory with that. Rowan claw slammed Owens after the match. Awesome match this was, I gotta say. One of my favorite matches of the night. Our next match was the man, Becky Lynch, taking on Charlotte Flair. Becky Lynch came out walking on a crutch. Becky brought the fight, but Charlotte went after Becky's bad knee. Becky made a comeback, and Charlotte almost got counted out. Completely out of nowhere, Charlotte got the figure 8 on Becky, but Ronda Rousey came down and punched Becky, causing a DQ. And due to this DQ, Becky has officially been added to the WrestleMania match. See guys, I told you. You're going to get the triple threat at WrestleMania. Calm down. It's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. Everything's going to be okay. And in our main event of WWE Fastlane 2019, it was the Shield's potential final match in WWE against Baron Corbin, Bobby Lashley, and Drew McIntyre. Before the match, Elias sang a song putting down Becky Lynch in Ohio. Lacey Evans walked down to the ring, and Randy Orton hit an RKO out of nowhere to Elias. Then completely out of nowhere, AJ Styles then appeared and hit a phenomenal forearm to Orton. Michael Cole mentioned on commentary that Dean Ambrose was not signing a new deal with WWE, and this would be the final match for the Shield. There was a stare down, and then a brawl broke out with the Shield clearing the ring. The brawl eventually spilled to the outside with Reigns and Corbin left in the ring. By the kickoff set, Rollins did a flying dive from the stands onto Lashley, McIntyre, and Ambrose, which was so incredible. Corbin hit the end of days, but Reigns kicked out. Awesome end of days there by Baron Corbin. The bad guys tried to do a Shield powerbomb, but it got broken up. The Shield ended up giving McIntyre a powerbomb through the announce table. The Shield surrounded Corbin in the ring, and the crowd did a "This is awesome" chant. Caught up in the moment, Seth Rollins yelled out one last "mother effing time," which was of course censored, gotta keep it PG. The Shield hit the powerbomb on Corbin, and Reigns scored the pinfall victory, and all three of the Band of Brothers hugged each other, potentially for the final time. I gotta say, Fastlane, in my opinion, awesome pay-per-view. The best pay-per-view for WWE so far for 2019. I really loved this show. I really enjoyed the final 3 matches. I loved that WWE Championship match. I know there's a lot of fans online that are furious at the WWE right now because they believe that the WWE has buried Mustafa Ali, for having him go out there. The crowd did boo very heavily for Mustafa Ali because they really wanted Kofi Kingston. They chanted for Kofi Kingston the entire match. And while it was a really awesome match, the crowd just did not really enjoy it that much from what I heard through the WWE Network. I do know that a great listener of the show, Noah Foster, did go to that show. I'd love to hear his input on what he seen and experienced in the arena. So Noah, if you're listening to this, I would really love to get up with you and get your thoughts on, Fastlane and what you thought about seeing it in person and the crowd's reaction in person and stuff. So get up with me, and I'll definitely have you on here and we'll talk about that. But it was a great match, and I loved it. I also loved Becky Lynch and Charlotte. I thought that was a good match. I was kind of shocked that Ronda Rousey came out there completely out of nowhere and caused the DQ to happen. But it was great, and we're going to have the triple threat match. We know that Becky Lynch is going to win the championship at WrestleMania 35, so that's going to be awesome. And another moment that I liked that a lot of people really haven't talked about, I don't think, a whole lot, and that was the Shane McMahon turning on The Miz. I was not expecting that. I was actually expecting The Miz to turn on Shane McMahon because The Miz has always been a heel. I was not really expecting Shane to turn on him like that, but I think that's great, and it's going to set up a great match at WrestleMania. Who knows what we're going to see out of those two at WrestleMania. And of course, I loved the main event, the Shield taking on Baron Corbin, Bobby Lashley, and Drew McIntyre. That was just such an awesome match. I loved them brawling outside the ring. WWE, I want to see more of that in these big matches. Do more brawling outside the ring in different places. I think that'd be pretty cool. Just the momentum, the excitement, the intensity in this match was just so great. I completely loved it. And man, I just really, really hope that this is not the final time that we see the Shield wrestle in the ring. I know Dean Ambrose is possibly not going to sign back with WWE, and there's a bunch of rumors that he's probably going to leave. But man, I just really hope that this really isn't the last time that we see the Shield. I would say that this match with the Shield is probably their best match, in my opinion, since the TLC match, I believe is what it was, between Team Hell No and Ryback a few years ago. So that was a great match from a few years ago that I liked, and this one goes right up there with that. So definitely check this one out, folks. This one is an instant classic. Want to thank each and every single person that went out there and just worked their butts off in the ring. Everybody done such a great job at this show, as they always do, you know. So, big congratulations. A good job out to everybody that worked this event tonight. I would give this on a scale of 1 to 10. My opinion, I would give it an 8 out of 10. Or 9 out of 10 is what I would give it. I really enjoyed Fastlane. Shockingly, I give it an 8 or 9 out of 10 because most of the Fastlane shows in the past haven't really been that great, but this is the first one, in my opinion, that was really great. So I would give it an 8 or 9 out of 10. Alright, folks, that is the results of WWE Fastlane 2019. Check back here tomorrow for another great edition of Jammin' John's Wrestling News. I'm going to try my best to get that on before Raw goes on the air, so check back here tomorrow for that. Until then, this is Jammin' John saying thanks, goodbye, and I'll see you tomorrow.